Wow, great to be with you again. My name is Olukunle Esan, and I'd like to share with you very quickly something that one of our numerous writers shared with us, and we just felt here at Oni TV that we should share with you on video, so that in case of some of you who will not have the patience or um, enough time to read, so that you can just pick up the video and then you can listen, you can share with others, and then so that we can all benefit from it. What we discovered is that when reading, when you write up and it's a lot, people might not get to read everything, and of course there are lots of things that are embedded into it. Now this is titled The Power of Your Philosophy. The Power of Your Philosophy. And I'll just kind of read out word for word, then chip in one or two things. Of course, you will know even as we proceed. He started by saying that maybe they teach us in school, but I missed it. Maybe they don't teach it in school, but I still missed it. Or maybe it's as Socrates said. Socrates, that's that great philosopher, said, no one can teach anyone anything. We can only make them think. So maybe all of my life, I have ignored to think, and still I missed it. He said, for a teacher is never the giver of truth. He is a guide, a pointer to the truth. A teacher is never the giver of truth. He is a guide, a pointer to the truth. Because each person must find the truth for himself, you must think for yourself. Because each person must fight for himself, you must think for yourself. He said, then let's think about thinking. Let's think about thinking. Thinking is not an easy task. He started off by saying thinking is not an easy task. And perhaps one we spend most of our time avoiding critical thinking. Oh, Twitter. Wait, let me check Facebook and Instagram. Let me watch this movie. Oh, now I'm tired. Let me just go to sleep. And so on. Time is wasted. He said, let's think a little about your life. Philosophy. Let's think a little about your life's philosophy. Philosophy itself, he gave the definition here, that philosophy itself is the study of you by you and to you. For who else will you study more if not for yourself? Philosophy is the study of you by you and to you. And he asks, for who else will you study more if not for yourself? If it's your understanding of how the world works and how you fit into the world, philosophy is your understanding of how the world works and how you fit into the world. With bad philosophy, living is aimless. With a bad philosophy, living becomes aimless. It becomes meaningless, then sad and painful. He said, because your philosophy is your blueprints, your governing principle, your constitution, the lead to everyday things you do. He said, but if we be honest, the way we are spending our lives, I beg your pardon, if we are honest, the way we are spending our time isn't totally in line with what we want our lives to be. Then we wake up one day asking, what's wrong? Why don't my life match my blueprint? This is not what I set out to be in life. Hold on, sorry. Let's think about thinking again. We started thinking about thinking abroad to a philosophy. He said, let's think about thinking again. He said, when we are lazy in thinking habits or ignoring, because second nature, for we are creatures of habit, we easily go into autopilots. If our priorities are not set right, then we miss it. Ignore to do wise things with our time, then we fail. If we ignore to do wise things with our time, we fail. He said, I used to think success comes from the big things, from one luck jump, but it's more about the little everyday things. Success comes from the little everyday things, and I shared that with you on my radio show in the past few days. A little here, a little there, a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there, and it becomes a lump. I shared with you how I put a bucket, my tap was faulty, and so it was dripping. And so I put a bucket of about 20 liters there at around 10 p.m. In fact, my wife later told me that she used the water inside at about past 12 a.m. And then by 4:35 a.m. in the morning, the bucket was close to being full. It was just about the brim. Now, this beautiful writer is saying that success in life is about a little there, a little everyday things that we do. Appreciate the little things of life. It's sad many can't see it, for it is in these little moments that failure is born. Those little moments that failure is born. Seeds of unhappiness is sown, but only when it's fully grown, they see it and start to cry. But it's been there all along. We just ignore all the signs. We blind ourselves and fool ourselves. What that also simply means is that we ignore, those little things, and then what we have done is that we have planted the seed of failure. Please, let's think back to philosophy again. Your life's philosophy is your deep why. It's your deep why. Why, your guiding principle, your governing law, your core beliefs, the big why. A reason that you have a very strong emotional connection to. So important that you are willing to sacrifice other goals. Reason that you won't ignore or give it up sometimes, but constantly focus on it. For it's your life, and if your reason is not big enough to you, your excuse will be. One part must just be bigger. If your reasons for life is not big enough to you, your excuses will be. He said, I believe we all grow from two experiences, the pain of losing and the joy of winning. We all grow from there. The pain of losing and the joy of winning. I'm sure you have both. You have had both. But it's not just the winning or losing. It's what it does to us. The residual effect. What we take away from the event, whether we lost or we won. It's not that really matters, but what we take away from it. He said, and we all take different things from the same event. We all take different things from the same event. In other words, we see differently. We see differently. The number 3 is to you from whichever angle you're looking at it. To me, watching from this side, is letter number 3. For somebody who is watching on the other side of that same number, is letter E. So it is to you what you take away from it. It's best. He said, this where the power of a philosophy is. This is where the power of philosophy is. Look, don't wait until bad events happen to you before you can go extra miles. It might be too late. As humans, we can set the course of our lives. We can plan for future. That's for those who fail to plan. We understand that those who fail to plan are already planning. Only those who fail to plan has already planned. Only that they have planned to fail. Excuse me. Those who fail to plan are already planning. It's only that they have planned to fail. Don't wait until someone you love is sick or dying. You can push yourself no matter when. It's best to have a comprehensive framework for life and to live in line with it, provided you remain humble, curious, and open to the possibility you may be wrong. The alternative is to not have an oriented vision for your life. It means you are constantly at risk of forgetting what you are about, not certain what their life is about, and steering off course, wasting time. A short story. He said the great and the average and the lowest. Looking at short stories of one, the great, the second, the average, and then the lowest. One man plays football because he has a true reason. Two, to push himself to his limits, maintaining his health, and investing in friendship with his playing partners. Another may value this same thing but couldn't articulate them. He just knows he likes to play. A third has no reason for playing other than someone asks him to play. Maybe he just wants to be seen at the field or on the pitch. The external actions of chasing the ball around the field is the same, but the internal motivation and experience is totally different. I hope you got that. If you didn't get that, just rewind and listen to that again. Three people doing the same thing, but with different motives. The internal motivation and experience is totally different. That's life for you. Now let's look at the greats. I said we're going to start 3 short stories. The greats. He said very few are clear about their life's philosophy. Very, very few. Living it day by day, living in harmony with their true self, living as they dreamed to live in life to the fullest. It's the standard they demand from themselves. They know the fear of death follows from the fear of life. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. This is what makes the greats so great. They are constantly working hard. They are proactive, not reactive. Leonardo da Vinci said, and I quote, "It's as long since come to my attention that men of great accomplishments rarely sit back and wait for things to happen to them. They go out there and they happen to things." It's why I say, if your reason is not big enough to you, your excuse to give up will be. Very, very interesting. If you do not hear that very well, go back, do a rewind, and listen again. Now let's look at the average. We have looked at the greats. Let's look at the average. The greats are self-motivated. Now we're on the average level now. He said the greats are self-motivated. But for many of us, things like death is the great leveler. When you brush near death, your own death or the death of someone you care about, your philosophy of life as a way of getting clearer. Do you have to wait till that point? Near-death experience is what moves us closer to our goal, to our life's goal. In the face of mortality, we think hard about what matters, and the things that come to mind are no surprise. Family, friendships, treating people well, learning, keeping our health, and etc. We promise ourselves that those things will be our priority. It's normal. It's normal. You see a very close person die, a lot of these are the things that come to your mind. Oh, my family, oh, friendship, oh, treating people well and being good. All those things become our priorities. He said, but as weeks and months go by and slowly, imperceptibly to us, but almost inevitable, we drift back to distraction. Have you noticed that? That very quickly, yes, even though you were emotional while your friend, your loved one was being lowered into the pit, into the grave, you felt so emotional, you felt so bad, you had a lot of resolutions, right there. But you discover that you drift back to distraction in a very short while. You just find yourself on the same pedestal where you used to be. Now we look at the compass less frequently. That thing, that event, we look at that compass. It has become a compass. It has become an event that is now controlling, where your life is going. But we look at it less frequently. He said we look at the compass less frequently. We just deal with what is coming at us. We don't completely forget what is important to us, but we figure we can get to it later. We don't completely forget what we think life is all about, but the notion becomes less urgent, less serious, less clear, less poignant, like an old photograph faded by the sun. Fades out of your mind. Fades out of your mind. Faded by the sun. Without a vivid orienting direction of a clear philosophy of life, it becomes whatever's easiest is what we do. We follow the crowd, stop thinking, we lose sense of direction of our own life's goal. Don't be like the many more who are less committed. They forget what they stand for some major times and get carried away by less important life activities that they don't wait to think to what end. They lower their standards, sometimes not asking lives for that which they really want because of limitation, fear, and doubt. Following the crowd, pursuing the crowd. Now we're talking about the lowest. He said, but worst of are the many who don't even have idea which way their life is going. These ones don't have the idea. The great will go in a particular direction. The average will follow the crowd most of the time. And the worst of all, which is the lowest, these ones don't even have an idea where their life is going. They are caught totally in the race, in the rat race, in the activities running nowhere fast. They are running nowhere, but they are fast. With no idea what is. They don't have that idea. The guy is just going through the day, never knowing if he is winning or losing. What an insane man. What an insane man. You see that his own story is very short, the story of the lowest. But then unfortunately we have so many on this pedestal. We have so many. If you are being here, it's better you come out of this and move up the ladder. We have an advice here. He says, so to my readers, I say, the way to find the truth is to search. To do nothing is the harm. Oh, I'll take that again. The way to find the truth is to search. The way to find the truth is to search. You cannot find something you are not looking for. For instance, in marriage, it says if you find a wife, the Bible says if you find a wife, it's a good thing. You have found a good thing and obtained favor from the Lord. So you don't find a wife by the roadside. You don't find good things, gold, all the precious things of life by the roadside. You must search for it. The way to find the truth is to search. To do nothing is the harm. To do nothing is the harm. Don't you forget to remember this. Don't make excuses. Heaven won't accept it from us. Don't make excuses. Heaven won't accept it from us. Invest your time wisely. Now that's a message also to me. That's a message also to me. I was sharing with my wife lately. I said, look, I remember that even before I got married, I was writing at least about 2-3 articles every day. 2-3 articles, at least one every day. But I don't do most of those things again. I spend more time doing some other things now. But then I would still have loved to still do those things. He said, invest your time wisely, improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall come easily by what others have labored hard for. It makes life easy for you. Makes life easy for you. He said an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. If you're going to listen to this video and you listen to it all the way to the end and you share it with somebody, that's a good one for you. That's a good one for you. An investment in knowledge, it pays the best interest. You won't live long enough to make all the mistakes yourself. We do not have forever time. We do not have forever. Time is limited. Life is short. Ideas can be powerful. And what else is there? But actions. What else is there? Ideas can be powerful. There are a lot of them. But what else is there? Action. So how far will you go to get what you want? How much is too much for you to pay? Well, very lovely. Though a bit lengthy, but then you are with me that there's been a lot in that. This has come from one of our anonymous writers, and it's been a very great blessing to me, even passing it on to you. Please just do me a favor, go over it again, share with somebody. Do not be on the lower rung, don't be on the average, be the great. Check out what your life's philosophy is. Invest in knowledge, and life will be good for you. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, my name is Olukunle Eson. Keep watching Onyx TV.